it's another weekend of winning to just muddy the waters that much more about this Orioles season.
Yeah, they got the sweep of the Braves. First time they've done it in Atlanta this century. It's been since 1999, so a respectable 4-2 road trip, Huber, but they're 40-49 overall, and they have won 21 of 34. But is this really enough when you're still entrenched in last place? You're 7 games out of the wild card. It, to me, seems like a little bit of false hope. And remember, this team made the playoffs the last 2 years and didn't win a postseason game. So you want to go all in to get to the postseason, to have that feather in your cap, and not really go far.
Well, now, we've been complaining about not having an ace, since Corbin Burns did not re-sign. And Trevor Rogers now having a bunch of great starts. Is this a fluke? Is this consistency? Talk to me about what you think of Trevor Rogers.
Well, I would never attach the word ace to his name, not just yet at least. He is 2-0. He went 6 1/3 scoreless innings after, listen, he's required last July. He went 0-7.
Right.
And he had an ERA over 5 in 9 career starts against Atlanta. Had a terrible start to his Orioles career. Has he turned it around? Conceivably, yes. I mean, that was a pretty good Braves lineup that he faced yesterday, and I did not see that train coming down the tracks. The question is, can he and Charlie Morton continue this into the second half of the season? We need a longer sample size is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and, we're going to get it, and will that mean something for this season, or will that mean something for the rotation next season? We'll have to see. A person who's having a wonderful season has been rewarded with an all-star selection is Ryan O'Hearn.
Yeah, he could have made it last year. I mean, the Orioles have an outstanding DH. It was not a bad deal when obviously Rafael Devers was surprisingly traded to the Giants, taking the DH favorite out of contention and out of the league. So O'Hearn deservedly is going. A lot of people complaining about Jackson Holliday not making the team. I understand them being a little bit upset. But as I posted on my Facebook and all social media, typically a last-place team only sends 1 player to the Midsummer Classic. The A's are getting 2 for some reason, but typically it's just 1 representative.
And that makes a ton of sense. I mean, when the spotlight that's shining on you is as dim as it is on the Orioles, you're lucky to even get 1.
Exactly. I mean, last year they were disappointed. They only had 1 starting pitcher in Corbin Burns after Adley Rutschman and Henderson were voted in, and we know that Anthony Santander and Jordan Westberg were injury replacements. That could still happen to Jackson Holliday, but again, when you're in last, that's the way it works.
Yeah, that's for sure. But it does give us a little something a little bright spot here in the season to know that we have at least 1 All-Star and potentially what could have been 2. The Be More Baseball podcast, Mike Bordick, Jerry Coleman, and...
Well, Barry Levinson is still our guest this week, but we are going to have former Orioles coach and assistant manager Freddie Gonzalez now working for the Braves to tell us all about what life is like since he left Baltimore and maybe a few tales about his days in Baltimore. But if you haven't checked out the Barry Levinson episode, again, this guy has worked with every A-lister in Hollywood.
Sure has.
And he has an unbelievable story about the late, great Robin Williams that everyone needs to hear or see on YouTube at Be More Ball Pod. Or listen to Be More Ball Pod on social media. Barry loves the Orioles, but he also likes directing Academy Award-winning movies.
He sure does. Mr. Jerry Coleman and Sparks, thank you, sir.
See ya.
Sports with Coleman on 100.7 The Bay. Brought to you by HS Tech Group, Maryland's leading security and technology company. Go to hstechgroup.com.